specifically for icon. Let us read the problem. Everybody together. It says, Taylor and Clark are in partnership, sharing profits and losses in a ratio of 3 to 2. They are entitled to 5% per annum interest on capital. Taylor invested $2,000 and Clark invested $6,000. Clark is to have a salary of $500. They charge interest and drawings. Taylor being charged $50 and Clark $100. The net profit before any distribution was $5,000. Now, let me stop right here and say something to us all. This problem is very, very easy because they did not tell you go and work out how much interest and drawings this one is to get or go and work out anything. They simply give you Taylor is to get $50, Clark is to pay $100 and then drawings. Now, so this problem is basic. What are we trying to get here? We're trying to get the basic principle of the appropriation account. What are we getting? We're getting the partnership appropriation account. And what is an appropriation? What does the word appropriation mean? Appropriate means the? Appropriate means the? Wow, it means a share. How are we going to distribute the profit is what we're talking about right here. So, this is how we're going to share it. And it is a procedure that we follow. I take the net profit. What was the net profit again? Net profit was $5,000. So I take the net profit, which is $5,000. From net profit, I am going to add interest and drawings. And we simply have to remember these basic principle, guys. So we could go net profit plus interest and drawings minus salaries minus interest on capital. Not on capital, not on salaries, on capital. What is it? Let's go again. It's net profit plus interest and drawings minus salary minus interest on capital. So I'm looking for those things, and once I get those, I am going to end up with the balance of profit to be shared. And all I am going to do then is to share the profit according to the ratio that they give me to share the profit. So let's go back to the top. The net profit was $5,000 right over here. Net profit before any distribution was $5,000. Then I'm supposed to add interest on drawings. Now they're not going to tell you add interest on drawings. They're simply going to say interest on drawings is X. You have to remember that I do what, Lorenzo? Add interest on drawings. So I look for interest on drawings. And right here in the problem they told me that Taylor was being charged $50 and Clark was being charged $100. So I go Taylor 50, Clark 100. That's a total of $150. I add 150 to the 5,000, hence my $5,150. After that, I'm going to subtract salary. In this case, only one person got salary. Where is it? It says over here that Clark is to have a salary of $500. So I'm going to minus that 500. So minus 500. And then minus interest on capital. Got interest on capital. Taylor got 100 and Clark got 300. So Taylor 100, Clark 300. I'm adding 100 plus 300. That's 400, and I'm going to subtract that 400 from my 4,600. That's right over here. Right here. Where is it? Interest on capital. Taylor invested $2,000 and Clark invested $6,000. Now they didn't work this one out for you. The interest on capital, you had to go and work out, Icon. See that, Jade? You had to go and work out your interest on capital. It's $2,000 being invested by Clark, and they say it's 5%. 5% of 2,000 is going to give me 100. Then 6,000 was being Taylor invested 2,000. Clark invested 6,000. 6,000 by Clark. 5% of 6,000 is 300. I add 3 plus 1, 4. Subtract that. I'm left with $4,250. What is this called? My balance of profit to be shared. In other words, this is now after all the deductions. After all the deductions, I can now share my profit. So, they told us normally they'll give you a ratio as to how to share the profit. And they say you just share the profit, in this case, 3 to 2. Taylor 3, Clark 2. Takes us back to maths. Do we see this? Ratio and maths. The profit is to be shared in the ratio of 3 to 2. So, total parts, the number of parts is going to be out of 5. And Taylor is going to get 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5 times 4,250. Taylor is going to get 2,550, and Clark is going to get 2 out of 5, 1,700. And so that is going to give me back my 4,250. Now, when I looked at this problem, I was wondering, why is it that Taylor is getting a bigger portion of the profit? Because he only invested 2,000. And so that's something that I looked at in this problem, because normally the person who invests most of the capital would get most of the profit. But then, when I look further, I realized that Clark is actually getting a salary, and Taylor is not getting a salary. So obviously, Clark is getting something extra that Taylor is not getting, hence the working out of him getting a bigger portion of the profit than the other person. Now, these are things that comes into consideration when we do a partnership. This is what you need to remember. Basic principle. Can we remember this? Net profit and interest on drawings minus salary minus interest on capital is going to give me balance of profit to be shared. Then I take my balance of profit and I'm going to share it according to the ratio. Thank you, thank you, thank you.